You were meant to see this, and it's no accident. You ever get the feeling that something or someone is trying to get your attention? That strange dream, that number you keep seeing, that coincidence that felt too perfect to be. Random? Yeah, I know, because once you notice it, you can't unsee it. And that's exactly why you were meant to see this video. Wait, did you hear that right? This isn't just a motivational talk. This is a wake-up call, because what if I told you that life is always speaking to you, through patterns, symbols, unexpected meetings, and you've been trained to ignore it? Before we dive in, leave a like and drop a comment so YouTube knows. This kind of content matters to you. It's one small action that makes a big difference for this journey we're about to take together. The truth is, 95% of people live in autopilot mode, disconnected from their intuition, blind to the signs. Chasing logic while their soul screams for direction, and the reason you're here is because some part of you is finally done with that. In this video, I'll show you why those so-called coincidences are actually synchronicities and how to unlock the power they carry. We'll dive into why your subconscious mind holds the key, how your energy alignment attracts these moments, and what to do when they show up. Because this isn't just about changing habits. This is about changing who you're becoming. So if you've ever felt lost in the noise, if you've ever whispered, there has to be more than this, get ready. You're not crazy. You're just waking up. Sometimes life whispers. Other times it shouts, but most people are too distracted to notice either. Reality isn't silent. It's always speaking to you. Through tiny, powerful moments we often write off as just coincidence. These aren't accidents, they're synchronicities. And they're trying to guide you. He kept seeing the same numbers, 1111, 333, again and again. A butterfly landed on his steering wheel the same day he thought about quitting his job. That wasn't random. It was a sign from the universe, a nudge, a pattern, an invitation. But if you're too caught up in the noise, you'll miss it. We're taught to look for facts, logic, proof. But what if the most important messages aren't written in data, but in feeling, in your intuition? Think about it. How many moments in your life felt like something more, but you brushed it off? That tug in your chest, that voice saying, don't go. The truth is your subconscious mind sees before you do. It picks up on patterns long before your conscious mind catches on. Synchronicity is what happens when your inner world aligns with the outer, when energy alignment creates ripple effects that reality can't ignore. It's not magic, it's awareness. Few people talk about this, but those who do, they're often the ones living with clarity. Visionaries like Carl Jung saw it decades ago. He believed these meaningful coincidences were proof of a deeper order, and maybe, just maybe, that order is trying to reach you right now. Are you listening? Here's the paradox. Synchronicities feel personal, like messages just for you. And yet, they often follow universal laws. Pattern recognition is the key. Once you learn how to see them, you can't unsee them. That's when life starts to feel like a conversation, not just a series of events. So let me ask you something. When was the last time something strange happened, and you felt it meant something? What if it did? What if your reality has been trying to wake you up for years? And what if the next part of this message is what you were meant to hear? Next, from the moment we're born, we're trained to distrust ourselves. Think about it. How many times did you feel something as a kid, only to be told, that's silly or that's not real? That's how we begin to trade our intuition for approval, for logic, for permission to feel safe only through. School taught you to memorize, not to sense, to raise your hand, not your awareness. The system isn't designed to cultivate inner knowing, it's built to reward predictability. And so your subconscious mind, rich with wisdom, is slowly drowned out by the noise of what's acceptable. But wait, what if that's the real illusion? Here's something most people never realize. Your intuition was never wrong. It was just ignored. That gut feeling before a bad relationship, the weird dream before something big happened. Your intuition doesn't speak in words. It speaks in energy, sensation, flashes of insight. And you felt it. We all have. Carl Jung knew this too. He believed that what society calls irrational might actually be our most true self, trying to break through. The part of us that notices signs from the universe before the mind can explain them away. And when we start to trust that inner voice, everything begins to shift. But here's the challenge. Conditioning is sticky. It clings to you in the form of doubt, overthinking, fear of judgment. It tells you that synchronicities are just coincidence, that your dreams are unrealistic. This is the cage, and most people live in it without ever realizing the door's been open all along. Ask yourself, how often do you override your intuition in favor of what makes sense? How many opportunities have slipped by because you were too trained to hesitate? What belief do you need to let go of today, just to hear yourself again? Because trust me, intuition never leaves. We just forget how to listen. And once you start noticing how loud your conditioning really is, you'll start to wonder, if I've been trained to doubt my intuition, what else have I been trained to ignore? Let's get something straight. This isn't just woo-woo talk. Some of the greatest minds in history, Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Carl Jung, believed in realities beyond what can be measured, not despite their intelligence, but because of it. They saw connections others couldn't. They trusted what most dismissed. Carl Jung gave this phenomenon a name, synchronicity, a meaningful coincidence without any logical cause, yet somehow perfect in its timing. Jung believed our subconscious mind was linked to a greater field, where pattern recognition wasn't just psychological, it was spiritual. Can you feel how revolutionary that is? Tesla once said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That's not a metaphor, it's a blueprint. Synchronicities are what happen when your energy, alignment tunes into that frequency. When you stop trying to force life and start resonating with it. Even modern quantum physics hints at this. Concepts like non-locality and observer effect suggest that reality changes depending on who's looking. Think about that. Your very focus has the power to shift what exists. Isn't that what signs from the universe really are? A reflection of your attention. Ancient mystics called it karma, divine timing. The Tao. They didn't need microscopes. To notice life was always dancing in perfect rhythm. They watched the sky, the seasons, their own breath. You don't need to be a scientist to sense when something is aligned. You just need to be present. Ever felt like a message showed up exactly when you needed it most? That's not random. That's real. The science is catching up to what the soul has always known. And when both perspectives meet, logic and intuition, something clicks. You begin to realize the universe is far more intelligent than we give it credit for. But what does this mean for your daily life? That's where things get practical and surprising, because the next time something small happens, you might see it very differently. The universe doesn't speak in words, it speaks in patterns, repeating numbers, animals crossing your path, a stranger saying exactly what you needed to hear. If you're paying attention, these aren't coincidences, they're clues. And your subconscious mind is always scanning for them, whether you realize it or not. Think about it. DNA follows patterns. Planetary orbits follow patterns. Music, language, even your emotions, all driven by rhythm. So why wouldn't your life do the same? When a certain symbol keeps showing up, it's not just aesthetic. It's a message encoded in reality. A sign that your energy alignment is shifting. There was a man who kept seeing 4444 everywhere, on clocks, receipts, license plates. One day he followed that sign and ended up meeting someone who would change his entire career. That's the thing about synchronicities. They often begin as whispers, but if you respond, they multiply. Pattern recognition opens doors. But here's the trap. Most people ignore the repetition. It's just random. That mindset, it cuts off the flow. Because when you dismiss signs from the universe, you're also ignoring the part of you that's trying to evolve. You're blocking your own growth. Ask yourself, what patterns have you been pretending not to see? Your intuition uses these patterns as breadcrumbs. And when your conscious mind finally catches on, that's when momentum builds. That's when clarity begins to feel natural, not forced. You don't need to chase purpose. You need to track the patterns that are already pointing to it. Few people understand this. Noticing patterns isn't superstition, it's self-awareness. It's your subconscious mapping your future in the background. The more you pay attention, the more the map reveals itself. You stop wandering aimlessly and start walking with intention. Can you see how powerful that shift is? But recognizing a pattern is just step one. The real transformation comes when you understand why it's appearing and what you're meant to do next. Let's go deeper. How does synchronicity actually work? It starts with your subconscious mind and something called the Reticular Activating System, RAS. This tiny filter in your brain decides what's important based on what you focus on. That's why when you think about buying a red car, suddenly red cars are everywhere. But here's the twist. Those red cars were always there. You just weren't aligned to see them. This is how synchronicities unfold. Your energy alignment and attention tell the universe what matters to you, and the universe responds by reflecting that focus in surprising, sometimes eerie ways. It's not magic, it's mechanics. The RAS works hand in hand with your intuition. While your logical brain calculates, your intuitive brain feels. That feeling activates awareness. And when both systems are tuned in, synchronicities show up like mile markers, guiding you through the fog. Miss the feeling, and you miss the message. Quantum experiments back this up. Ever heard of the observer effect? Particles behave differently when watched. Read that again. Your attention alters reality. That means what you're tuned into literally shapes what you experience. Isn't that wild? The universe isn't just around you, it's responding to you. Your thoughts are like search terms. Your emotions, the energy behind the search. And your subconscious mind is always scanning, always searching for patterns that match. If you dwell in fear, it finds more reasons to fear. But if you tune into possibility, that's when synchronicities begin to accelerate. So how do you actually use this? Start small. Focus on one intention per day. Something like, show me where I need to grow. Then watch what conversations happen, what messages pop up, what feelings stir. Track them, journal them, honor them. That attention creates momentum. And once you start to realize your focus is shaping what you see, the next question becomes, what are you unintentionally manifesting right now? Ever notice how good things happen when you're feeling light, calm, grateful? That's not coincidence. It's energy alignment in motion. When your emotional state is elevated, your entire frequency changes. And that shift makes you a magnet for synchronicities. High energy doesn't just feel good, it attracts good. This is why some people seem to have lucky lives. It's not luck, it's emotional tuning. They live with curiosity, openness, and self-trust. And guess what? That makes them see more, feel more, and receive more from the universe. They're not better than you, they're just aligned with a better frequency. But here's the thing, alignment isn't a constant, it's a practice. You can raise your energy daily through meditation, mindful breathing, gratitude journaling, or simply laughing more. Sounds simple, right? That's the point. Transformation isn't always loud. Often it's a quiet shift in vibration that changes everything. Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. That includes your emotions. If you're vibrating in resentment, or fear, your subconscious mind will find more reasons to keep you stuck. It's not punishment, it's a pattern. Try this tonight. Write down 3 emotions you felt strongest today. Were they in alignment with the life you want? If not, pause, reflect, ask, what would someone living my dream feel right now? Step into that feeling. You don't wait for synchronicities. You become the kind of person they find. Synchronicities don't come when you beg the universe. They come when you become the kind of soul that doesn't need to beg. When your energy says, "I'm ready," the universe answers with precision. And the more often you show up aligned, the more clearly reality responds. So if emotions shape your frequency, and frequency shapes your experience, what's one emotional habit you need to let go of? Noticing synchronicities is powerful, but doing something about them, that's where the real shift happens. Most people stop at the sign, they smile, feel seen, then move on unchanged. But synchronicities are not compliments, they're calls to action. If you don't respond, the message fades, or worse, repeats louder. Let's be honest. How many times have you seen the same pattern over and over and still done nothing? That's your subconscious mind saying, please wake up. The signs are there to guide, not entertain. You want a different life? Then start treating synchronicities like instructions, not suggestions. Here's a practical move. Journal them. Every time something strange happens, write it down. Over time, you'll see themes. Maybe a certain number keeps appearing. A song, a phrase. That's not random. That's your pattern recognition growing stronger. And when you start connecting the dots, a path appears where before there was fog. But don't just observe, act. Did you feel called to message someone out of the blue? Do it. Did a book keep showing up everywhere? Read it. Did an idea pop into your head during meditation? Follow it. When you act on synchronicity, you send a signal back. I'm listening, keep going. Carl Jung believed that once we begin this dance with the unconscious, life stops being flat and starts being alive. That's what acting on synchronicities does. It turns your daily life into a sacred dialogue. The more you respond, the more signs appear. It's a loop. And loops, when nurtured, create momentum. Pause here for a second. What's one sign you've been receiving lately, but haven't acted on? Why? Fear? Doubt? That hesitation? It's exactly the barrier the sign came to break. Responding isn't always comfortable, but it's the bridge between knowing and becoming. So ask yourself, are you just seeing the signs? Or are you finally ready to follow where they lead? Here's something few people talk about. You don't have to wait for synchronicities to show up. You can invite them. Yes, really, the universe isn't random, it's responsive. And when you move with clear intention, your reality starts rearranging itself to match your energy. That's the art of co-creation. It starts with clarity. If you don't know what you want, the universe has nothing to respond to. So ask yourself, what? Am I really calling in right now? A new opportunity, a mentor, a moment of peace? Then declare it, write it down, feel it. Your subconscious mind needs direction. Next, align your energy. Meditation, grounding, conscious breathing, these aren't just wellness habits. They are frequency calibrators. When your inner state is in flow, your outer world shifts. To meet it, you stop chasing signs and start attracting them. That's when synchronicity becomes a lifestyle, not an accident. Then comes the most overlooked step. Take decisive action, even small ones. The universe responds to movement. Set the intention, yes, but also send the email, make the call, apply for the thing that scares you. Each action is a vote for the life you say you want. Don't wait to feel ready. Here's a powerful exercise. Tonight, write down one clear intention. Then ask the universe to show you a sign that you're on the right path within 72 hours. Be specific, then let go. Stay present, see what shows up. But remember, the sign is only step one. What you do next is everything. People who experience constant synchronicities aren't chosen. They're in tune. They set intentions, they act, they listen, they trust. And because of that, the universe opens paths others can't even see. You don't need to beg for miracles. You need to become the version of you that attracts them. But there's one final piece of the puzzle. The moment when synchronicities stop being rare and start becoming your new normal. Ready to see how that works? There's a moment, quiet, subtle, when life stops feeling like resistance and starts feeling like flow. That's when synchronicity isn't rare anymore. It's daily, natural. You don't chase signs. They arrive before you even ask. You feel supported, guided, like reality is finally on your side. That feeling, it's not a fluke. It's alignment. People call it luck, but luck is just the visible result of invisible alignment. When you live in flow, your subconscious mind works with your conscious choices. You start attracting the right people, the right conversations, the right timing. Not because you forced it, but because you became the kind of person who matches it. You've probably felt this before, a week where everything just clicked. Doors opened, emotions lightened, ideas flowed. That's synchronicity operating at full volume. It's the universe saying, you're on track, keep going. And the secret? That state isn't reserved for special moments. It can become your default. Carl Jung believed that synchronicities revealed your alignment with a deeper order of life, a hidden blueprint. When you're off track, life feels like friction. When you're aligned, it feels like rhythm. It's the same world, but the experience changes completely. Which version have you been living in? Here's a grounding truth. Life wants to work with you, but you have to meet it halfway. Living in flow doesn't mean everything is easy. It means everything is meaningful. Even the hard moments carry wisdom. Even delays have direction. And when you trust that, anxiety begins to dissolve. So pause, breathe, ask yourself, am I trying to control everything? Or am I finally ready to co-create? There's a big difference. One leads to burnout, the other to peace, power, and deep clarity. And once you taste that, going back to the old way feels impossible. But what happened when one man finally let go of control and allowed synchronicity to lead? That story changes everything. You've seen the signs, you've felt the nudges, and now you know it was never random. The universe has been whispering your name this whole time. The only question is, what are you going to do with that truth? This isn't about being more spiritual. It's about being more awake. Your subconscious mind has always known the way. Now it's your turn to trust it, align your energy, and start living like the signs actually matter, because they do. So tonight, take one small action. Journal your synchronicities. Meditate with intention. Follow that strange pull you've been ignoring, because one small step in alignment can trigger a chain reaction that changes everything. Ask yourself, what signs have I been receiving, and what am I afraid to do about them? If this video sparked something inside you, share it with someone who's also searching for meaning. Don't let this wisdom stay trapped in silence. Pass it on. And if you want to keep deepening this connection, turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next. We're just getting started. If this video brought you new insights about synchronicity and the deeper patterns of life, don't stop here. Click here and keep going with me. This next video is a powerful next step, and I have a feeling it's exactly what you need to hear next. Let's keep walking this path together.